just trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I wanna pull up, head spin, get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs.
Welcome to your morning OJ with Okiba, and I'm Johnny. We appreciate y'all stopping by again. It's going to be another fun-filled, fact-filled experience with the YBE team. Before we get any further, I just want to make sure if you haven't already subscribed to Young Black Entrepreneur Magazine, you go head over to ybemag.com and grab your subscription, because everything you need to know and everything you will need to know will be found in YBE Mag. Now going from there, we got a big one today.
Oh yeah.
Because we're talking about budget. Budget. That's so important right there, because everything you do is gonna fall back to your budget, and there's so many moving parts to a budget that a lot of people get lost in, and I think that's why a lot of people fail. Right. Because their lack of success comes from their lack of understanding of what needs to be within their budget. Right. So we're gonna dive into it today. We're not gonna hold you too long, and we're not gonna come back with the part 2 because we want you to be able to watch all the other videos. We really want you to focus. So if you got some noise going around, plug in your headphones. If you got some people around you, get away from them, because this could make or break the success of your business. I promise. And that's not just because it's coming from me. That's just because the budget is that important. But since it's coming to me, and since it's coming from me and Okiba, you need to listen. So when thinking about budget, what is step 1? I'm new to it. I got an idea. I want to be a lawn man. What do I do from here to get my budget together?
I mean, the first thing is you got to look at what you have access to, because if you're looking at dealing with a bank, credit union, or what have you, they won't loan you any money until you've been in business for 3 years. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be in the game. And a common mistake, it's tax season, right? A common mistake is everybody say, okay, I want to write everything off and I want to be at 0 so I don't owe Uncle Sam anything. Right. That's the common black mistake. But the issue is when you take that 0 to your bank, they're showing that you hadn't made a profit year after year after year after year. So why would they loan you any money
when you don't make any money? No money. No money. Okay.
No money. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things. When you look at how much money do you have access to right here, right now, whether it's through a family member, a credit card, 401k, insurance policy that you may be able to use as collateral. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at all these different things around how much money can you put your hands on.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of those options, because I've heard some things, you know, and a lot of times I ignore them. One, because they didn't pay me to listen to them. Right. But I hear them. So for the people that say, hey, what you want to do is go to the credit union, break down that experience of I'm going to the credit union because the credit union is going to fund my business. How does that work?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and we're speaking from experience here. Credit unions are good, but they're like a title pawn shop, basically. You know what I mean? And that title pawn is like you have a piece of property, whether it's a car, a house, a building. Okay. And you say, hey, I need a loan for 30 grand, and my house is worth 100. Okay. They'll take that $100,000 property and loan you 30 grand. You know what I'm saying? So in the event that you don't pay that 30 grand back,
they take you 100?
They take you 100 from you. It's just like a pawn shop. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's the part, yeah, you can have a personal relationship with them, because that's the heavy thing. Like, oh yeah, we make all our decisions in-house, blah, blah, blah. Man, that ain't how that thing works. Okay. You know what I mean? So honestly, when you're starting your business off, you're going to have to look at who's in your immediate circle. Okay. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to get your money. And say, okay, do you have a credit card? Do you have a line of credit? Does your husband have good credit? Does your wife have good credit? Because somebody's going to have to borrow some money. Are you on good terms with your brother, your sister, whoever? Because you're going to have to go get some money from somewhere else, because the banks will not loan you the money. Okay. You know what I mean? And then when looking at the budget, you have to plan for, let's say, 2 years out and say, how much does it take for me to not only start the business, but how much does it take for me to market my business? Gotcha. How much does it take for me to maintain my business? That's what your budget looks like. It's not saying, okay, it's only, if I want to start a business, it's going to cost me 10 grand to start it. Okay. Nah, I'm talking about marketing. I'm talking about payroll. I'm talking about even paying my tax person. You know what I'm saying? The whole picture. So you got to look at that whole thing when you're looking at your budget.
So when most people look at the cost of doing business, or not even that, because we'll get to that later, most people look at their budget, they're looking at what it costs to get started. Right. But what you're saying is they need to look at what it costs to succeed. Exactly. Because the cost of getting started and the cost of success is a few football fields away from each other.
Exactly.
So the cost of getting started, you may be looking at your license, you're looking at your insurance. If it's a brick and mortar, you're looking at your location, your lease, your furniture, your signage, your startup. But when we're talking about success, you start to talk about your marketing.
Right.
You start talking about your payroll. Right. You start to talk about your monthly expenses that are gonna come, that you have to have.
You have to pay.
So that's the difference. So it takes a little more thought than just, I have an idea. I want to be in business.
Right.
I have enough money to get started. That's part of it.
Right.
But you also have to think about, do you have enough money to stay in business?
Right.
Because a big part of what we're talking about when we're saying better black business is we don't want to see black businesses fail. Right. We don't want to see businesses in our communities have signs on the front doors. Right. We don't want to see them shut down. Right. We want to see them up this day and down tomorrow. So we don't just want you to get started. And understand that this is not a knock. This is not coming to you as disrespect. This is coming at you as we're in this together. Because at some point in time, we're going to cross paths. We're going to cross paths whether you're online, because we're all over the internet. We're everywhere. You know, everywhere. You know, if you're online, you've come across NobleSoul.net. Right. We all over Facebook. You've come across YBE, man. Right. We all over Instagram. You've come across NSAG TV. It happens. So what we're saying is when we come across each other, we don't want you to be that person to hit us at the last minute
when the game is
on a question that really is only one answer to. There's nothing we can do for it. Right. So we're saying plan in advance. You know, don't plan as you're falling. Right. That's what a lot of people do. They slip on the banana peel and they fall. Like, let me get my plan together. Only thing you can plan at that point in time is if you're gonna fall on hip, back or ass. Right. That's all at that point in time. You're going down. That's it. You're going down. You can't plan at that point in time for preventing the slip.
No, because you
falling already. So we're talking about the planning that needs to be done before you hit the banana peel. Right. We're talking about thinking about everything that you're going to do in this business, in this industry. And one thing I like people to look at is, should you be in this industry? True. Because a lot of people get in it because they feel like, hey, I can make money off selling seashells. Right. Because nobody on my street sells seashells. Right. Nobody wants. There may be a reason people aren't selling seashells. Right. So don't waste your money on it. Right. You know, budget goes into your uniforms. Right. And not just the cost per uniform. Right. You have to continually get those uniforms. Over and over. You got a new person that's starting. Don't keep a box of old t-shirts. Saying, hey, turn in that t-shirt or that polo. No, it doesn't work like that. You open your brick and mortar. It's not just the day you get the keys. Right. It's the lights. It's the gas. It's the water. It's the Wi-Fi. It's the security. It's the sanitation. That trash is not going to get dumped for free at all. That cost is going to hit you somewhere. Right. It's a part of it. It's the I could just put it in the back of my truck and drop it off at my complex. That's not running business. Exactly. And if you're running business, that means you are a business. Right. And you can't be in business until you are a business. Exactly. That's a part of it. And that's all we talk about when you come to your budget. Really sit down and plan out what you're doing. Now, we're not saying that it ends and falls on the business plan. We're not saying that at all. Because honestly, I know very successful entrepreneurs that have never written a business plan. Ever. They've never written it. I'm not saying they don't have a plan. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that they don't know what they're doing. Don't get it confused. I'm saying they never sat down on Publisher or Word. I got to get this business plan together. I'm on the 19th page. And if you give me another 3 days, I'll have 33 pages. Who's going to read it? Nobody. Nobody ain't reading that. Because the bank is going to turn you down if your personal credit is not together in the first place. Before the business plan, they just going to run that social. Right. And when they come back, leave the building. Yeah, 330 credit score. It doesn't matter out the door. What your business plan means. Now, you touched on something. You said your personal credit score. So I'm new to business. I'm trying to get a business loan. Why are you talking about my personal credit score? I owe everybody. Why are you talking about me? Because, but see, this is the part that people don't get. Your personal credit determines on, is the determining factor on whether or not you're going to get any money for your business. So that whole, I want a business loan, no, it's a personal loan. In your name, your social security number. That's how it works. But they don't tell you that. Cause I can't get a loan. Right. I just went up to Rental Wheel. Right. And they declined me. Right. So that's not going to work at all. So from there, you're saying my next steps are either wait until you have the money to get started, or look into your inner circle. Those are really your real options. Why don't we do this? Let's do this in a two-part. Okay. Because we still have some more to hit. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and close this out, and then we're gonna hit this on the two parts. So check us out on part 2 of Budget with the Morning OJ. Yes.
I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I wanna pull up. head spin. Get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs, I don't get